Hello sewing friends, it's me, Alice Murray. Welcome to my channel, Murrmade Designs. Well, we have a really cool series that was suggested by a viewer. I'm going to just jump right in here, and I got a lot to say and I don't want to take all day to say it, so don't want to waste your time. So what we are doing for this series, which will be a 7-day series, is a Vogue Wardrobe pattern. I paid $6 for it at the discount bin at Fabricland, and a viewer suggested that I do a pattern, and one of these patterns that has multi garments on it, and do all of the garments. So that's what we are doing. This is Vogue 9176, and it has, well, I'll show you and then I'll read you the back. It has a dress, a jacket, a sleeveless top, a pair of straight leg pants, and a pair of wide leg pants. And you can make the jacket with a different back on it if you want. And what it says on the envelope is Mrs. Jacket Top, dress and pants. Loose fitting unlined jacket, has collar, self-lined yoke back pleated variations, and sleeves with stitched hems. Narrow hem. Fitted lined top and dress have princess seams and back zipper. Pants have front waistband and elasticized back. Semi-fitted and tapered, or loose fitting and wide legged. So I made all of this. In fact, what I did is I made 2 tops because there's 2 different pants. And I am going to show you that this week. And I learned so much. And I will try to pass all that on. And I just also want to show you, before I show you what I'm wearing, is hopefully this does it justice. Let me turn the light down a little. This is the color palette that I went with. This is a cotton linen in different colors of pinks, a pink textured polyester, polyester that is green and cream colored variations. This is the cream colored corduroy, fine corduroy, and this is some satin, cream colored satin I lined it with, and a striped georgette in burgundy, though I think it looks red on the camera. And this is kind of the creamy, it's kind of a rose cream lining that I lined the dress and that shirt with. Have I lined things before? A little bit. We'll talk about that. I'll show you this dress first. So it's just a straight shift dress. It has princess seams in the front, princess seams in the back. So that's a lot of seams, a lot of pieces, seam up the front. And I lined it with the kind of rosy cream colored lining. This fabric I purchased from a destasher online, and I paid $5 a meter for it, and I got a couple meters. It has a zipper in the back. I didn't have a light pink one, so I used kind of a darker corally pink one. And the zipper turned out okay. So this is going to be kind of a 3-part explanation. I'm going to show you this dress today that I lined. Tomorrow I will show you a shirt that I lined that I made second, and then the third day I will show you another top that I made that I lined. And it took me until that third top to figure out what I was doing wrong. And I'm not going to tell you what I did wrong today. You're going to have to listen to the whole story about how I figured it out. And if you have some guesses what I did wrong, I would love to hear them. Please put them in the description box. So, lining is great because it makes the dress, it gives it much more body. It is very, makes it feel very luxurious, and it makes it feel well made. Whether it is or not is another story. So, the problem that I had with this dress is that because you line it, you make the lining and you make the dress, and then you put them right sides together, and you sew the neckline and you sew the armholes, and then you turn it and you sew the shoulder seams. Sounds easy. So I turned this one, and the seams did not, the width of the shoulder seams did not match. And so I just sewed it together and kind of fussed around with it and tried to turn it in a little bit, and you can see it's kind of pokey-uppy. Plus, it was quite scandalously low, and I needed to take it in some before I turned it. So yeah, something didn't go quite right. What was it? I cut out this dress and the two tops at the same time. In fact, I stacked all the fabric on top of each other, and including the lining. So I had 6 different fabrics stacked on top of each other like a big sandwich. And then there were, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces for the dress that I put on top, or the top, and cut them all out at the same time. And then it was kind of like a factory because all of them were exactly the same. The dress just was longer. And so I thought, and it was like making 6 because there was the lining and the outside. And so I thought I would speed it up by sewing it on my serger. And yeah, that's what I did. And yes, these shoulder seams did not match, and it was too low. And it took a little fussing about with the fitting. But I think in the end, I think it turned out okay. So that is item number 1. It's like a mini capsule wardrobe. It is, and I think that's why they call it a wardrobe pattern. So that is the first day. I'll show you six different makes out of here, and that is the dress. And I would love to hear what you think of it, and what you think of my color scheme. I'm so high tech. And today in my grateful thread, what I wanted to say is, I would love to hear how you store your fabric. This is how I store mine. Very large plastic totes. In my sewing room, I have 2 tables. I have room for 3 totes under each table, so I have 3 totes full of fabric and a bit more stacked here and there. And I divide it by where I purchased it, and by if it's a woven or a knit, or fleece is all in its own. So and I just pin on little things on it that says where I got it from and what I paid for it, which don't always stay on it. So I would love to hear from you in the description box how you store your fabric. this is good for keeping all the dust off of it. I would love to hear how you do it, and any tips you have for keeping track of what things cost, because that, and where you got it, because that's the thing that I seem to struggle with, especially since I try to remember to tell you. So anyways, that is our first installment in this series of a Vogue mini capsule wardrobe. I hope you tune in for the rest of the week to hear how it goes and find out what did I do wrong with these shoulder seams. And I hope that you are sewing, because sewing is so much fun.